guys, I'm going to be honest with you because everybody's noticing it. Every single political commentator in America, every single one of them knows this, that if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything. That's truth. That is a fact. I'm not feeling like I need to hide from that anymore or be afraid to say it, rather, is a better way to say it, because I've endured this for years. I'm just at the end of my rope. I have given so much rope here, and I am just done with it.
All right, folks. Well, breaking news, emergency video, because we have some bombshell news within the conservative media world. Folks, it has been announced as of March 22nd, 2024, this morning, that Candace Owens and the Daily Wire have officially parted ways, right? Candace Owens is leaving the Daily Wire. And if you saw the whole drama over the Israel stuff and Ben Shapiro calling her disgraceful a couple of months ago, that shouldn't exactly be surprising to anyone. Although I would argue the timing here is a little bit crazy, because I sort of looked at what happened a couple months ago and thought, okay, immediately she must be done. All right. There's just no way. She obviously clashes with the seniority and leadership at the Daily Wire over this Israel issue. And it just seems like it's not going to be a professional relationship that will work out. However, a couple weeks after that, Jeremy Boring went on the PBD podcast and actually said that we worked it out. It's fine. Candace is entitled to her free speech. And I looked at that and said, well, then that's a good thing. Okay, it's a good thing if, you know, we don't have to get into this drama where you disagree with other people at your network and we have to fire you for it. I mean, that's kind of part of what it is to be a conservative or any type of media network. There's going to be different perspectives on the network. Not everyone's going to agree on all of the same stuff, and that's fine. But when I heard that a couple of months ago, I thought that meant that they had gotten over it, right? So at the very least, it seemed like Candace would at least ride out her contract with the Daily Wire and then figure out what to do after that. But nope, kind of out of nowhere, not entirely out of nowhere, but kind of out of nowhere, it was announced today Candace is done at the Daily Wire. So let's give you that timeline, and let's also speculate in this video, A, why it really happens, and B, what is the future for Candace Owens, etc. So this is essentially what we know at the current moment. 9:22 a.m., Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship. That is an official tweet from Jeremy Boring, who is the co-founder of the Daily Wire. I, to be honest, don't know what his exact role is these days, but I know he handles a lot of the business-related side to it. So that's all he tweets, okay? No details, no why. I'm sure we will come to learn those, but at the moment, it's sort of the Tucker Carlson thing where we don't really know, okay? Although I'm sure because this is the internet world, we will come to find out. But Jeremy Boring tweets that out. Candace Owens responds by simply saying, "This is my personal YouTube page that I will be bringing the show back to after a brief hiatus. Please take a moment to subscribe to this new channel. Love to all." And that's all she says. That's all she says. So I'm sure when she returns, she will be explaining what really happened there. I mean, I don't entirely know. This is all we know at the current moment, okay? So I'm going to speculate as to what may have happened in this video, but to be entirely honest with you and just to be clear here for the record, nobody really knows. And so I would be careful about saying anything for certain, okay? Now, with that said, I think my first question is, was it that Candace Owens got fired, as in Daily Wire says you're done, or did Candace Owens willingly leave, or was it sort of a mutual thing where they both agreed, look, this just is not going to work with our disagreements on an issue that so many people at our network find to be so important? You know, I don't really know. Now, the fact that Candace actually retweeted Jeremy's tweet makes it sound like it's sort of mutual, but again, this is going to have to be something that we simply find out, okay? So before you paint one side or the other as the bad guy, I think that's the first question that we should be asking is, well, was she just canned unwillingly? You know, Tucker Carlson style, axe, you're done, pink slip randomly on Friday morning, or is it more so that we both mutually agree we don't want to be here anymore, which is possible, right? I think it certainly seemed like Candace Owens for the past couple of months didn't really want to be at the Daily Wire. Dave Rubin actually just yesterday, funnily enough, speculated that on the PBD podcast. I heard him talking about it, that he doesn't think Candace really wants to be there anymore, and it seems like she is trying to get herself out. So I don't know. It is what it is. Now, if we're going to speculate that there may be political reasons for this, I will just bring up that side of the argument. Again, I don't know for certain, so I'm not here to really label or say this is yes or no, but obviously they did get over the drama with Ben Shapiro a couple months ago, where Ben, obviously very pro-Israel, was saying that Candace Owens was disgraceful for not being so pro-Israel. But it is, I guess, important to note, recently Candace Owens has been in this drama with this very Zionist rabbi, I guess. I mean, I haven't really been following it, to tell you the truth, but she's been coming after him pretty hard. I guess this rabbi sells sex toys on the internet or something, and there's this whole thing. But honestly, that's besides the point. It is also important to point out that recently the ADL did come out and do a hit piece or do their traditional smear on Candace. And so I'm just bringing that up to say a lot of people are speculating that this is where the Daily Wire sort of, I guess, caved, quote unquote, or cucked, quote unquote, to the ADL. I'm not here to say that that's true, because I don't know what's true and what's not true. Okay. It could just be a timing thing that did happen recently. It may not be the reason, right? At the same time, the ADL has attacked, I believe, Matt Walsh and a couple of others for the Great Replacement Theory before, and they ignored them. Again, I don't know that that's true or not. I'm not here to speculate one way or the other. It's just something you could say, hey, that's interesting. Okay, I just want to show you as many sides to the story as could be possible. My instinct truly is that it's probably this mutual thing of they just can't get along, and it is what it is, but I don't know, whatever. That said, I will say this, is that I am a little disappointed by this, and I'll tell you why. Because when Ben and Candace got into their drama a couple of months ago, I said the last thing I want to see happen is another one of these stories, because it just seems to me it happens so much in the conservative media sphere, and what keeps happening is, one person gets fired from this network and they feel like they were wronged by doing so. And so they leave, and then they form their own clique because they're not in the old clique, and they say this network is bad, this network is controlled opposition, burn it all to the ground. And it's one thing when that happens, I guess in the case of Tucker Carlson, where maybe Fox News does in some sense need to be refuted, but it just seems like this is something that continues to happen, right? Steven Crowder and Daily Wire, now Candace Owens and Daily Wire, and then you have all these competing factions where there's all this drama, and it's like you're part of this clique or that clique. And truly, I mean, if you really break it down, all of us in conservative media for the most part have the same goal, or we're trying to head in the same direction. And I don't think this culture of these constant riffs and this constant drama is necessarily productive overall for spreading the message. And frankly, it just confuses people. If you're a younger commentator like myself, it sort of just throws you in this world of, well, where am I supposed to be on all of this, right? Because I respect Candace Owens, I respect a lot of people at the Daily Wire. What are we supposed to do? So I'm not here to complain or play victim for myself. I'm just overall here to say that it's not what I wanted to see. Okay. It's not what I was just hoping. In fact, it could be a very mature moment for everyone if for once, because of certain disagreements on certain issues, we don't burn everything to the ground, but that's what's happened. Right. And so that is just where we are. And I'm sure that in the coming days, coming weeks, we will come to find out what really happened and why this really happened. Okay, so I'm not here to paint anyone as the bad guy in any particular regard, I suppose, if that makes sense. Okay, with that said, what is the future for Candace Owens? I mean, I'm still rooting for her, obviously. I'm really rooting for everyone in this space who's trying to, further our message. So for now, she's saying she's going to start her own YouTube channel. It's been heavily speculated. I've been hearing this quite a bit, that obviously Tucker Carlson now has his own thing. He's starting the Tucker Carlson Network. Candace has, been on that show before. They've both taken shots at Ben Shapiro over the Israel thing. Are they going to go over there? Are they going to kind of team up and work together and form something together? They clearly agree on a lot. Who knows? Who knows? At the very least, I would say if she's going to leave Daily Wire, I hope she goes to Tucker, and I hope at least in some regard we can form some teams in this space, right? Because that's my biggest gripe with it all, is this type of stuff continues to just fracture the conservative media space. And so at least if we're going to fracture it, let's build something new together, right? It's an idea. I don't know. With that said, folks, that's about all I have to say in this video, because there's not much else to say. Right? People are going to speculate. Okay. You can say they Daily Wire caved to the ADL. You don't know that. If they did do that, by the way, then I think that's very shameful, but you don't know that, right? So I'm not going to say that's what they did or why this happened. You could say, well, Candace is just an no, I don't believe this at all, but Candace is just an anti-Semite and she deserved to get fired. Okay. You don't know. Again, you don't know what really happened, who really left who, why it happened. We will find out in the coming days, but I just wanted to report that to you guys here today that yes, Candace Owens now officially out of the Daily Wire. No huge internet drama has started yet because of it, but we will see. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming. But yeah, with that said, folks, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Why do you think Candace left the Daily Wire? What do you think really happened there? Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and until next time, Alpha Moves only, God bless. Have a very great rest of your day, and peace.